After I cycled in Australia, Terri embarked on her own adventure to Nicaragua's Emerald Coast. For 2 weeks, she reconnected with her friend Christy, attended a transformative branding workshop, and discovered a new rhythm to life that's reshaping how she thinks about work and time. From sea turtles laying eggs to hammock contemplation, here's Terri's journey to finding purpose and balance in Nicaragua.
Subscribe to our channel for more Zeke and Terri adventures.
And I'm off to Nicaragua.
Have fun. Feels like I was just here at the airport. Oh, I was, like 24 hours.
I'm gonna miss you.
Miss you too.
I had a few extra minutes, so I decided to pop into the yoga room and stretch. I made it to Houston, 3.5-hour flight. Now I'm in line to go to Managua. Got some work done while I was in the lounge, talked in French to our youngest. They're trying to encourage me to practice my French before we go to Bordeaux. So it's day one in Hacienda Iguana here in Nicaragua, staying with my friend Christy. There are lots of dogs on the side of the road, not unlike Rue here. Christy got Rue because she accidentally hit her when she was a puppy. And if you notice, she's a 3-legged kangaroo, but she is one happy little girl. Christy got notice that a mama turtle had gone up the beach and was laying some eggs, and so we got the call and helped rescue them, and it was an absolutely remarkable experience. There were some kids who were with their science teacher, and they were doing a field trip down to the beach and got to witness it as well. And I took each of them one by one to see the eggs drop and be able to witness the magic of life being created. Today is International Women's Day, and I'm celebrating it here in Hacienda Iguana in Nicaragua with my friend Christy. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's such a delight to be in such a place that is celebrating womanhood, celebrating the feminine. Right up there behind me, Christy is digging out what was supposed to be a turtle nest. The eggs should be ready to hatch. So we were looking to see if they need to be rescued, if they were stuck, if maybe they weren't ready to be hatched yet, but so far haven't seen much of anything. And this is what happens when there are wild nests and you're not quite sure what nature is going to do.
The last time we were here, the surf was pretty strong, and we really didn't swim in the ocean. Spent a lot of time in a pool. It's just about 5 o'clock, so we are heading down to Pili's Beach Club to watch a Nicaraguan sunset, which are absolutely beautiful, and it seems like it is a nightly ritual for a lot of people who live here. So we've got some bubbly and some rosé, and we're meeting some friends, and we hope to have a really good time enjoying the sunset. It really is just an extraordinary evening out here. It really helps to put a lot of things in perspective. So Zeke may like his bicycle rides, but I definitely like these sunsets, beach walks, and hanging out with my friends in really interesting places around the world. So Zeke, you can have your bicycle seat and your hurt foot. So 4 years ago when I was down here with our youngest, it took me 10 of the 12 days in order to chill out. So this time, in advance of my workshop, I've really been very focused on enjoying all the moments, meeting all the people, and just taking the time to lean into all that this part of the world, this part of Nicaragua have to offer. There's some serious construction going on outside of Iguana in a way that we didn't even see 4 years ago. They're putting in some major roads to make it easier to get to Rancho Santana and to the airport, which is currently closed. But it's really disrupting the way of life in Iguana, which is kind of sad, but will also make it probably an even more popular surf destination. It took a few stairs, but I made it to my room at Escape, which is a retreat and co-working location here in La Jolla. Whew, I had to go up a number of stairs, carry my bag. Where's Zeke when I need him? Anyway, I have this amazing view. So the plan for today, and actually for this week, is morning yoga followed by some breakfast over at MagRock. After breakfast, I'll be working with Christy today for the first part of the workshop, and then I'll have the afternoon and evening to myself. There's a beautiful pool that I definitely will be checking out. And then the rest of the week, it's gonna be similar. Gotta get changed and get off to some yoga. Good morning. It's day 2 of my digital nomad program in Nicaragua. I woke up to blue skies and blue ocean. I can still hear braying donkeys and chickens and birds in the distance. It's kind of fun. I took advantage of some time in the afternoon to sit in the pool and read The Goddess Guide to Branding. A VC friend of mine, Kate McAndrew, is the co-author of the book, and I thought it was appropriate given that I'm working on the branding for Terri Hansen-Mead, Piloting Your Life, and as a subset, Zeke and Terri Adventures. I got to experience yet another Nicaraguan sunset from a different angle, kind of hid behind the building, but still absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the oranges and the purples and the pinks. And listening to all the birds in the trees as they were getting ready to settle for the night was also pretty cool. Christy and I had dinner here at the restaurant at El Tigre. I think I'm going to be kind of tired of the menu by the end of the week. We spent a couple hours with our feet in the pool with a glass of wine, just talking about everything. And this is the reason why girls trips are so important, is you get those after hours times to, just shoot the shit, talk about things, really go deep. The wine probably helps as well. This is one of those things that I wish that I'd done more of when the kids were younger, earlier in my relationship with Zeke. I just never made the time for it because I was working so much. Zeke was home with the kids, and I felt like if I chose to have kids, then all my off time should have been spent with the kids. And I think now, looking back, that was the wrong decision, but it is what it is. So now I'm kind of making up for lost time. But now it's time to pack up my stuff and head down to the lobby so I could have a cup of coffee before I go and do some yoga again over at MagRock and have some breakfast. I start my day with yoga. Well, when I'm doing some big thinking, sometimes I get trapped in my head, I get trapped in my body, and doing yoga, especially overlooking the ocean over at MagRock, really helps to ease the tension and make it so that any sort of doubts and fears and anxieties kind of dissipate so that I can be in a better mind space to do some of the big thinking that I want to be doing right now. Day 3 here in Nicaragua at my digital nomad workshop. I think there are only 2 of us gals staying here. The other one is a 26-year-old actual digital nomad from the Netherlands. We had dinner together last night. It was really quite fun to have conversations with her. At one point, she apologized for being so direct. I guess she's been dealing with a lot of Americans who aren't used to it. And I said, my best friend Jacqueline is from the Netherlands. Please be Dutch. I did get to spend some time in the pool reading my goddess branding book, which was really fun as well because I got to send texts to some people that I know
that I met through the class that I taught through Stanford Continuing Studies to say, hey, this is what I think of you. You're Venus, the beauty. The gal really appreciated me thinking, and she's like, I have goosebumps because I was thinking the same thing. So I love this kind of stuff. But now it's time for Massimo to pick me up and take me down to MagRock for some yoga with Kelly, have some breakfast, and then come back and get right back to it. I don't know if you can see that, but that is some sort of a burn going on. You can smell the smoke. I actually don't dislike it. Really pretty Nicaragua sunset today. I'm kind of hiding in my room right now. I'm actually kind of hungry. I missed lunch. I was just too tired after the session today. I needed to get back and kind of recharge. I got to work on the Australia video with Zeke. Now I need to get some birds. And then I need to get prepped for the workshops tomorrow. While I was down by the pool finishing a book, I ended up talking to these two folks who had a dog. The dog was Cheeky, 9 months old, was a stray from the streets of Nicaragua, was rescued by this guy, Stu, who's building a wellness retreat not too far from here. He had with him a gal named Lily, who's from Pennsylvania. She's 27, and at 18, she decided to start traveling, and she decided to do it only for a year, and she's 27, so 9 years later, she's still traveling. And I was asking her about how she feels safe as a woman traveling alone, as I think about our youngest, who really wants to travel the world. She said she's the only time she's ever felt really unsafe are in some of the big cities in the United States, which does not surprise me at all. On my way to MagRock to do yoga and have breakfast this morning, I was chauffeured by Massimo, who I think works down at MagRock. He left Rome at 17, and he's lived in Nicaragua for 23 years, but he's also lived in Costa Rica and Honduras. An interesting conversation that we had, though, was around a number of people who are living in the bubbles that is Iguana or MagRock or Popoyo or kind of La Jolla, where I'm at. And a lot of these people don't learn to speak the language. He and I were kind of flabbergasted on moving to a country where they spoke another language. So essentially being their guest and then not learning it. It just seems like common courtesy to attempt to do it. I also brought up that I felt like it was a safety thing. Like in the event that something goes sideways, you get pulled over by a police officer, or you need help from local people who absolutely do not speak English, how do you manage to make it through? And maybe I'm always thinking about worst case scenario. There's just something that's just wonderful about being in a place like Nicaragua. I feel so brave. Going to Europe, renting the car, driving around by myself, even though I don't speak the languages all the time, it feels so civilized, whereas this, it's really undeveloped. And just super proud of myself for doing something like this. Hey, good morning. It's day 4 of my retreat here at La Jolla in Nicaragua. I was up early trying to get the Australia video ready. So my part is done. Now it's Zeke's part, which is good. And I'm mentally ready for what we're working on today. Yesterday was a hard day, but I think I'm good today. Got a decent night's sleep, managed to get a few more things done this morning so that my head is clear. I'm off to do some yoga over at MagRock. Hopefully it's with Kelly and it's mostly restorative. Kind of need that today. And then later on, back to work on other stuff. So while Zeke gets to cycle and hang out with his buddies and not have all the responsibilities, unfortunately I don't get to unplug from that when I do my travels. But it's okay. I could balance it. I'm a woman. Hear me roar. So it's my last night at La Jolla. It was a busy day today. It's gorgeous weather, very productive. But the most exciting thing is we have a blood moon and an eclipse tonight. And so it's a full moon. So I kind of see it up there. I have my alarm set for 12:30 a.m. so that I can come out and I can see part of the eclipse and the blood moon. So earlier today, I saw a tree porcupine that is living in the walking trees. I had never heard of this before, and Christy told me about them, and they just slowly move over time, and I don't think they're actually rooted down. Actually, incredible thing of nature. I need to spend more time down by the walking trees and avoiding the porcupine. I smelled some skunks earlier, and of course I heard the donkeys braying, but the big news is the moon. It's my last day in La Jolla at the retreat center, Escape, and I'm ready to be done with this place. It's incredibly rustic, and I was talking to Christy, and she was just saying, yeah, what was delivered is not what was promised. I'm not feeling 100%. Usually I'm really great being in other places, but something upset my stomach, so I'm kind of dealing with that, but I'm okay. And then, of course, last night I didn't sleep, and so I spent most of the night reading. I don't know if it was the full moon, the blood moon, and the eclipse, or what, or maybe too much wine. I have a Thai massage scheduled for after the retreat, the last workshop today. Never had one before, so I don't know what to expect. Biggest thing is, like, what do I wear? Christy said, wear loose clothing. I have another week till I head back to California, and I'm looking forward to heading back to Iguana, hanging out at Christy's place. We have a bunch of social stuff scheduled, and we have a lot of work, because coming out of this experience, I think I have 6 months worth of work to execute, and it's a little bit overwhelming. I think I had my very first Thai massage, and wow, that was not relaxing. But Maria is amazing, and I feel great. And we had a great conversation. There were lots of laughs and lots of motherfuckers, because it hurt. But it was a great way to wrap up my workshop here at La Jolla at Escape. Had a pretty intense last workshop session, but it was really good, trying to pull it all together, and then I got to figure out the plan for the next 6 months. It's hot outside, and I think we're gonna hop in Christy's truck and head back to Iguana. Anyway, that's it for now. It's a Naraka bird butt. Morning, Tino. Good morning. I know. We had the day to ourselves. Then we got Rue over here. What are you looking for? Should I find you some treats? I gotta look for some treats. You can hear the pickleball over across the way. And I'm here working. Yeah, you can keep me company, give me inspiration. Appreciate that. That would be very helpful. So breakfast of champions. It's kale, papaya, honey, banana, chia seeds, and I think that's it. Something I wouldn't normally eat at home, but she always gets me to eat them down here. I'm pretty sure I should have not dropped the whole entire lime in there. Blech. It's Saturday morning. I've been here over a week. I'm back in Iguana, and it's the first time in the hammock. I figured it's a nice reward after spending the morning working on my LinkedIn profile and trying to apply what I've learned and what we worked on throughout the week. Definitely feeling some bruising in my chest from the Thai massage yesterday. Maria was amazing, and I know it was definitely worth it, but there are definitely some sensitive spots on my body. Popped over to the Salty Koala for a little bit of a late lunch. Got myself a road soda to go. Whew. It's Sunday afternoon. I meant to record something earlier today, but it's like 1:30 and the day has already gotten away from me. And now it's time to take Rue, the dog, who's patiently waiting back there, for a walk over to the Salty Koala so I can go have some lunch. It's interesting trying to balance enjoying being in Nicaragua and a slower pace of life, but also knowing that I'm here to get work done as part of the branding workshop that I was at last week, and figuring out what's next for Terri Hansen-Mead and piloting her life, and also positioning Zeke and Terri Adventures underneath the Solutions to Projects brand umbrella. So, hearing some cicadas. It's definitely humid today. Not much of a breeze. Warm, not as warm as it has been, but the humidity is definitely up, which is an odd thing for this time of year because it's the dry season. Anyway, off to some lunch. After a very productive morning for both of us and a lovely facial with Tara at Pure Spa, we decided to go get some chocolate, some bubbles, and some cheese, and get ourselves some ice cream at Fonzarelli's. It's owned by a local guy named Joe. Now we're going to Aqua, and is that in Higan?
Redonda. It's 2 beaches down from Higan. It's a little resorty beach with, it's like a swimming bay. Ooh. And a turtle conservation, and it's very private, and we probably will have the whole beach to ourselves.
Ooh, looking forward to that.
Yeah, I went the wrong way. You did? Yeah, because this is
Salud. I think you have a bug in your pina colada now.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's huge. The rest of them were like so
You're
small.
gorgeous.
Did you find a little friend? Oh, now I see what you're saying. Oh, my little friend.
oh my gosh, there's like 30 right now.
I know, it's amazing. Look at how tiny some of them are. It's noon on Wednesday, my very last full day in Nicaragua. Tomorrow I head back home. An 8:15 taxi picking me up. I wrapped up writing my Piloting Your Life in-Flight Entertainment newsletter. Keep waiting for Christy and our new friend Stara, who is from the Netherlands, to show up so we can make some watermelon, arugula, and feta salad for lunch. And then I think I'm gonna go hang out by the pool. If you notice right now, I'm in the hammock. So Zeke will probably be pretty happy to hear that I'm coming home trying to focus on doing the work that I need to do, not feeling I have to do everything, especially as we go into 7 weeks in Europe and living differently, living slower, but still living vibrantly. It felt like such a luxury to have this time. I feel so fortunate to have had this 2 weeks in Nicaragua, time spent here with Christy, time spent with my friends, both new and old, who I have here. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be putting Nicaragua on my travel list, whether it's once a year or once every 2 years. But I always get a good perspective when I'm down here. So we'll have to see. I'm going to take a few more minutes of peace and quiet before it's time for more girl time. And then I got to pack and get ready to go for tomorrow. Then we've got pretty you, and pretty me. It's time to go home. I am at the airport in Managua after waking up at 6, getting a shower at 7 to try to get the sand out of my hair. I think I got most of it out from the other day. We had an amazing evening last night, and then we sat out on the back porch, looking up at the stars, chatting until midnight, drinking the rest of the wine, and she did a quick last-minute tarot reading for me. I'm ready to go. Super easy getting here. It's a 2.5-hour drive. We dropped Terri, who's the Dutch girl who came and spent the night with us last night. Super nice gal. Still so weird that she actually has been to Redwood City, and her boyfriend does work there periodically, and so she may be back. So incredibly random to meet a 26-year-old gal from the Netherlands in Nicaragua who has been to Redwood City. The world is very, very small. I think it's about another 35 minutes and I'll be on the plane to Houston. So just running the gauntlet as I try to get home. I am feeling a little bit tired, but it's been a really, really good 2 weeks. I look forward to coming back potentially next year and making it something that I do every 2 years, an experience where I just lean into living in Nicaragua. So viva Nica!